Freehand sketching is all about sketching what you see or how you would see. It is based on what human vision is all about. And isometric drawing and axonometric drawing, you must have noticed they had certain fixed way of doing things. You had fixed angles to use, 30-60, 30-30, or 45-45, and so on. So everything was fixed. Even the dimensions had to be true dimension, though what you are drawn looked three-dimensional, but they were not actually truly the way we actually see things. So axonometric and isometric are useful for engineering drawing. They are okay for architectural drawing also, but for architectural drawing, to bring realism into what you visualize or what you can see, you need to make perspective view. Perception means what you see. What you see with your eyes is called perception. So perspective view is drawing using method, geometrical method, how you see with your eyes. So it becomes very important to understand how we see with our eyes. So when you look around, so it is this, some of the fundamentals will also introduce you to look around very carefully, look at things very carefully. Some things which you may know it, but you may not have noticed also, you will have to become very conscious about when you look at things now, objects around you, okay? So the first day's exercise is all about making you realize some very important aspects of our vision, which maybe you have noticed or maybe you have not noticed in the environment when you look around. So today I'm going to introduce just two important concepts. One is called what is eye level. What is your eye level? The second is called vanishing point. See, eye level also can be called horizon. Horizon, you know what horizon is. When you look at the sky, the line where the earth meets the sky is called horizon. So normally in a city or in a very, where a lot of trees are there or a lot of buildings are there, it is very difficult to see the horizon line. So if you want to see the horizon line very clearly, you have to go to a beach. So if you go to a beach, imagine you are at a beach, you can very nicely see the line where the sea and the sky separate. There is a line, straight line. Actually, it doesn't look like a straight line. It looks like a curve on the horizon. And if you are standing on an island and if there is sea all around you, you will see a perfect circle around you as a horizon, correct? Straight ahead, you may see a line, but if you stand and rotate around where you are standing, you can see the horizon line all around you like a perfect circle around you. So in your direct vision, the horizon line is taken to be as a straight line. Remember this. You will also notice one thing. Next time you go to the beach, you can experience this. You can experience it here outside also, but it may be difficult because you can't see the horizon very clearly. You must experience this wherever you can see the horizon very clearly. This experiment is very simple. When you can see the horizon line, try sitting down. Just sit down on the ground and stand up from the ground. So you'll notice that as you try to sit down, the horizon line comes down with you. And as you stand up, the horizon line rises with you. And you will also notice that actually the horizon line is more or less your eye level. So when you stand and look, you can see that the horizon line is at your eye level. This means that different people have different horizon line. A small child's horizon line will be at the child's eye level. This has something to do with your vision, the way we see with your eyes, correct? So horizon line will be at your eye level. Generally, when you are walking, when you look around. So when you sit down, and if you lie down flat on the ground and look, you will see that the horizon line is at the ground level, correct? So if you lie down on the floor and look at the horizon, you will see that the horizon is meeting the ground and it is at your eye level. So it is at your eye level, at ground level. As you slowly get up, the horizon line, eye level rises. So there can be generally three types of eye levels when you draw perspective. Perspective is always drawn with respect to eye level. This is a second important thing to be remembered. Whenever you draw a perspective, there has to be eye level. And predominantly, there are three types of eye level that are used. One is called the human eye level. Most of the perspectives are drawn at the human eye level, which we will learn today. The second type of perspective is called the bird's eye level view, bird's eye view. That means how the bird sees the world. That means not the normal human eye level. A human eye level is one when you are standing on the ground. Okay, when you are standing at a ground, whatever is your eye level is the human eye level. But you fly up in the air, if you can fly like a bird in the air, you will notice that the horizon line is different. Horizon line is sort of tends to move around. Like as you go up, the horizon will come down. And after a point of time, when you go out into the outer space, there is no horizon line. It is over. Earth becomes round. So the horizon is gone. So there is something called the bird's eye view. In the bird's eye view, you see a very panoramic view. You can see a panoramic view. You see a lot of things, not only the object, but many objects below your eye level. Bird's eye view is something in which you see objects below the eye level, wherever you are, correct? So when you come down onto the earth, you see eye level. As you bend down and start sitting down on the ground or lie down on the ground, your eye level comes down. So the view at that lower level, lower than human eye level, is known as worm's eye view. Worm's eye level. You know what a worm is? Worm is, or an ant which is walking on the ground. So their eye level is very low eye level. So that is called a worm's eye view. So basically, perspective views can be drawn in three different ways. One is called the worm's eye view. Second is called the human eye view. And the third is called the bird's eye view. All right. So today, and all these can be drawn in a very systematic and methodical manner. You will learn how to draw perspective view using the human eye level. Once you learn that, same principles can be used for drawing worm's eye view or the bird's eye view or whatever. All right. Only thing is you need to understand the basic principles. So let me get into the lecture. I'll show you something, and using some images, I'll explain things to you and you will understand the basic principles. So this is about understanding vanishing points. Now in this image, you can see there is a line above the line written understanding vanishing point. You can see a line there. And at both the ends, you can see 2 points from which radiating lines are coming out. One point is on the left, the other point is on the right. These two are called the vanishing. What you see here are 2 vanishing points, one on the left and one on the right. So the left one, you look at the cubes which you see 3 cubes, right? One is above, one is below, and one is in the middle. Now the line connecting the vanishing points on the left and the right, this line can be called the eye level, okay? So what you notice here is that the cube which is right on top, you can see the bottom of the cube. The cube which is on the eye level, you cannot see the top or you cannot see the bottom. Whereas the third cube, we can see the top of the cube, correct? This means that if there is something which is on the eye level, you cannot see the top or the bottom. Anything which is above your eye level, you can see the bottom of the object. And anything which is below your eye level, you can see the top of the object. Now this is this is pure common sense, isn't it? Isn't it common sense? That yes, when you look at something, whatever is above your eye level, you can see the bottom. You can see the ceiling, you can see the beam, you can see the table, ceiling fan, and so on. And whatever is at your eye level, you cannot see the top or a bottom, but whatever is below your eye level, say the table or a chair or anything, you can see the top surface of the object. So this is the reason why we believe that this is the eye level. Your eye level or the eye level is the horizon. So what you see here is the horizon is drawn connecting the vanishing point 1 to vanishing point 2. And you can see radiating lines coming from the horizon. And you can see one cube which is drawn above, another cube drawn here. So you can see the sides of the cubes are vanishing towards the vanishing point. So there is a difference between a perspective view and an isometric view or an axonometric view. In axonometric view and isometric view, the lines don't vanish. They remain parallel. Here you can see the lines are not parallel. The sides are not parallel. Only the vertical lines are parallel. Can you notice this? that all the vertical lines of the cubes are parallel to each other, but all the horizontal lines are not parallel. They are all vanishing at either at the vanishing point on the left or the vanishing point on the right. So this is the principle of drawing perspective. You can draw what is known as a single point perspective when there is only one, and this is the way a cube will be seen above your eye level, using a single point. Now, single point perspective is called one point perspective. There is only one vanishing point. In real life, you can see this in many places. For example, if you stand in the middle of a road and look at the buildings on both sides, and in the center of the road, you will see the single point perspective. If you stand in the middle of a railway track and you can see the parallel lines of the railway track is vanishing at the far horizon. So this is called a single point perspective. Can you see this image, second image, where you have a cube above the eye level or horizon, or there are cubes below, and there's a single vanishing point. So you can see how to draw. You put a single vanishing point on a horizon line and draw projection lines, and you can construct. So one cube, another smaller cube. As the cubes draw towards vanishing point, the cube will become smaller and smaller. So look at this third image. Can you see different types of objects, not necessarily cubes, even cuboids are there. All of them appear to vanish at the horizon. This third image, in which you can see at eye level objects, above eye level objects, and below eye level objects. So this is how a one point perspective is drawn. This is called a one point perspective. Here is a classic example of a very complex looking but a very simple one point perspective. This is something which you should try to draw freehand. You can draw the horizon line with a scale, you can draw the construction lines with a scale, but draw the cubes or objects freehand so that you understand how to construct a perspective of so many objects in space at different eye levels, all vanishing towards one single vanishing point. This is one exercise for you. Let us look at 2-point perspective. We started with this. I explained to you what is 2-point. Now, I explained to you that there are two vanishing points, vanishing point 1 and vanishing point 2. And that horizon line or eye level on which both these vanishing points exist. So you can draw a line like this, put two vanishing points, and again draw many cubes. Some cubes are vanishing towards vanishing point 2 and vanishing point 1. Some surfaces will vanish towards one side, other surfaces will vanish towards the other side. So here is another example. This is a drawn example using pencil, but here scale is used to draw everything. You can use initially, if you find it difficult, you can use scale to draw objects like this, but draw a line in the middle or above, slightly above the middle of your paper, and call it the eye level or the horizon line. Towards the end, take 2 points, vanishing point 1 and vanishing point 2, and construct many objects like this, rectangular objects or square objects or cubic objects. So once you construct this view, it will be very realistic. It will be as if you are actually seeing it in reality. Okay, so this is one. So very simply speaking, this is how you explain vanishing point, horizon line, eye level using one single cube. How the sides of the cube vanish on the left and how the sides of the cube vanish on the right. And if you want to explain 3 different views, I explained to you worm's eye view and street level or human eye view or the bird's eye view. In bird's eye view, you will see the top of the object. A street level view or human eye view, you will see neither the top nor the bottom, but the object itself. For example, a building, when you're walking on a road, you don't see the basement of the building. You don't see the base of the building. You will not see the terrace of the building also. You will see all the floors in between when you walk. So that will be the human eye level. Whereas something which is floating in the air, which you see from below, so whatever you see from below at floor level will be called worm's eye view. So here are again examples of different types of 2-point perspectives. different types. On the extreme left, you see the right side of the object more than the left side. In the middle one, you see both the sides as the same. See, this is a cube. Both sides you see equally. But on this side, you see left side more than the right side. And what is the difference? Difference is the way you have placed the object. Your vanishing point on the left is more towards the left, and the right is less towards the right. So see, look at the way they are placed. So this is one method of understanding two-point perspective. And you can also see three different types of views. The top one is worm's eye view, middle one is human eye view, and the bottom one is bird's eye view. So quick sketch of cubes drawn very quickly. See, a central line is drawn, which is the eye level. Two vanishing points are taken, and very quickly using scale, a lot of construction lines are drawn, and quickly look at how cubes are drawn, objects are drawn. This is how you have to draw your objects. You can do in shading also to make the objects look three-dimensional. Okay, so the assignment that you have is you will first draw a set of cubes. All right, but you will draw other objects also. Try to figure out how to draw other objects. Other objects such as you will draw cube, cuboid, pyramid, cylinder, and cone. So 5 different set of objects: cube, cuboid, pyramid, cylinder, and cone. I want you to figure out how to draw cylinder in perspective. It is very simple. You draw a cube and try to draw curve on top. Just draw. It will be ellipse in nature. When you see, if you want to convert this cube, this into a cylinder, you have to draw an ellipse here, and the bottom also you draw an ellipse, connect it, it becomes a. So if you have to draw a pyramid, you have to take a central point and connect it, and connect it. So if you know how to draw the perspective of a cube, it should not be very difficult to draw the perspective of a cuboid, pyramid, cylinder, and cone. So explore this. Do light construction lines and draw the final objects using freehand. You can draw with scale also, but do the final line freehand so that you get used to drawing freehand, and also do some shading. So the view must be how they would be seen above eye level, at eye level, and below eye level. Draw both 1-point and 2-point perspectives. So a lot of work, but keep on practicing. Construction lines may be drawn using scale, but the object must be finished freehand. Show the vanishing point and the horizon line and eye level. Don't erase those things. Just let them be there. Only the final edges of the object you can draw dark and maybe do shading also. So enjoy this assignment. This is a very simple assignment, and enjoy learning 2-point and 1-point perspective.